big news, Parramatta Eels, Prof.
Mm.
They have signed the great Mitchell Moses on a new 5-year deal, or as an extension, I believe. So the Parramatta Eels are thrilled to announce that Captain Mitch Moses has re-signed until the end of 2029, which will mark his 13th season in the blue and gold. Now, speaking of ages where you sort of go bald, he has got a luscious head of hair, but he's going to be 35, I think, at the end of this, when this contract runs out. That's a big vote of confidence, though, by the Eels.
Well, your halves can play a bit longer, can't they? As in
They can.
35. I mean, some of them, they're at their best at 35.
Yeah.
He could get another 5-year deal. He could off the back of that.
DCE, case in point.
Absolutely.
He's probably in the form of his career.
I mean,
at
how old
36
was
or something?
Cronky when he finished?
Yep.
He was
Similar.
37 or something,
Yeah,
38, and he
similar
could have
age.
kept
Cameron
going.
Smith, he could have kept on going.
Absolutely.
Do you reckon he regrets it?
Cameron Smith?
Mm.
Yes. I think he does.
You own that answer.
Yeah, no, I've never thought of that.
Hey, can you read into this extension at the Parramatta Eels? Because it wouldn't have been cheap. Do you read anything into the fact that maybe they're aware that Dylan Brown, or we might not know something, that Dylan Brown is leaving to free up some money for this 5-year extension?
Yeah, maybe that's the play, and they just want to make sure they lock down Moses. So maybe, obviously, losing Gutho as well, which we're talking Moses' mates.
Yep.
They're probably a bit concerned that if they all go, that he might follow them. But if you, for a good whack, if you lock him down, makes sense.
It does.
Let
us know, Eels fans, are you happy with the extension? I'm pretty sure you're going to be, because he was elite last year. Only played 8 games for the Eels. So as a Parra fan, you're probably a little bit scorned, but then seeing him do what he did in Origin, he's an out-and-out Jet. So I reckon that Parramatta Eels fans are going to be pretty happy with it. Prof, you moonlight as one of, probably Australia's biggest Manly Seagulls fan. Would that be fair to say? I reckon it's probably fair to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair to say?
Yeah, when they're winning, absolutely.
Where does Lehi Hopoate rank in your sort of top 13 of Manly favourite players?
Can I rank him just in the Hopoate family?
Yes.
So in terms of the 4 Hopoates that have played first grade, Lehi, I'm putting him second.
Second, wow.
Yeah, mate, I was a big Will Hopoate fan. When he burst onto the scene, when he was 19, he was epic. And then obviously Jamil.
Yep.
And then who have I missed there? Sorry. I've got it for you here. Albert.
Albert, of course.
Albert, yeah. So John has 11 children.
Yep.
I actually spoke to Hopper recently. I think if he could get to 13, there's our next NRL franchise.
Like it.
The Hopoates.
Yeah, like it.
I think they play out of Colorado Plateau.
That just makes sense.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. All right, well, good news.
Yes,
good news for Lehi Hopoate. Manly Seagulls, they've signed him, they've secured him on a long-term deal. And he's going to be a key piece long-term when you think about potentially life after Turbo, or, Prof, maybe a little switch of position for Turbo. But they've locked him down to the end, or at least till the end of 2028. Scored 9 tries from just 14 games last year. He's going to start on the wing. I would love to see, and I hope Joel Kane is listening all the way from Las Vegas, because you know he's big on these hybrid roles. Get Lehi at fullback and just let Turbo just roam his heart off.
So defending on the wing, though? Do you mean only in attack?
Yeah,
and then
in
Turbo
in
defends,
attack. I'd
him out of the line?
I'd let Turbo have a little rest out the back. Not that you're really resting when you don't have the footy, but you get a bit. You're not making tackles anyway.
Yeah, and he still can see the field, and he's still directing traffic.
And in attack, you go bang, hopper, and then just let Turbo just do his thing. Left, right, middle right, middle left.
As a Manly fan, we just want a healthy Turbo. That's all. You want him to start the season and finish the season, however he can, because I mean, you hate to say that a team's results are based on one person.
They are.
But if there's one team in the comp where it kind of happens, it's Manly.
Yeah. Yeah, can't do it without him.
No.
They completely fall off a cliff. And the results, you see that the games that he doesn't play for them, they do fall right off a cliff. So touch wood, because there's no better player to watch. When he's airborne,
he's epic.
Is unbelievable. Another, speaking of contract news, Dolphins secure Fijian international. This is from Sneaky Pete Bedell in the Daily Telegraph. The Dolphins have continued their recruitment and retention drive by securing utility Kurt Donoghoe to a contract extension. Graded as a halfback, Donoghoe has also featured at fullback and hooker during the preseason. He's played a bit of everywhere, and I thought they'd found the solution to maybe unleash the hammer in a similar sort of role.
Okay.
Donoghoe fullback, hammer roaming, playing, because we've seen what he can do playing centre at Origin level. He's elite wherever he is. Jake Averillo at 6. You've got young Katoa at 7. That looked like a hot little back line.
Where have you
for
got
me.
them finishing, the Dolphins, this year?
The Dolphins, for me, have one of the largest ranges of where they could. Usually, you can, where they actually end up finishing, you generally don't get it right because it's very hard to project and get it right. But you've got a feel for most teams of around maybe 3 or 4 spots in the ladder where you think, yeah, that's where they're definitely penciled in. The Dolphins could be anywhere from, I want to say, maybe 15th to 5th. It's a massive range.
Yeah, I think
And I
you're
don't
right.
really know. I can't quite nail them down.
But they're funny. They've had those 2 seasons where they've come out of the blocks. And
Yeah.
they've been in the top 8 early, and then they've fallen away. So maybe season 3, change of coaching staff. Maybe they've got, they understand the NRL better now. Maybe they make it all the way to the
They
end.
need Tommy Gilbert and they need Flegler as well. That's what they need. All right, more NRL news coming up. Maroon star Benny Hunt has almost declared he's going to play State of Origin this year, Professor.
Where's
This
he
is again-
playing? Is he that utility role again?
You'd think he'd be in that 14 role
Yep.
because, well, there's still a little bit of conjecture around what Cherry's doing. I think there was some chat that people were expecting him to maybe announce his retirement from rep footy, but I think he may have come out and said, no, I'm not doing that at all. I'm still going to be available. So they've got Cherry, they've got Benny Hunt, Cameron Munster. What do they do with Tommy Dearden as well? They've got it's a good problem to have up there.
So just remind me, did Ben Hunt start at 9 last year? Or was he 14? Can somebody text in? I don't remember. Did he
text him. We're
start
going to...
at hooker?
I don't think he started. Or did he start? And then they did the old switcheroo. Harry Grant come on, and then
Well, he's
they
a bit
played
of
Ben
a-
Hunt in that sort of 13 role. I can't remember, Professor. I should know this.
Yeah.
I should know this. It's pretty much what I get paid to do half the time. is to
Absolutely.
know
But there
what I'm
are a lot
talking
of
about.
games, and they all
Yeah.
sort of they all mould into one. He's definitely good enough. Like,
Mm.
the level that he played at last year in Origin, he's still there. Like, I don't think he should even need to come out and say that he's going to play Origin again. I think...
Yeah.
Like, why is he
so this
declaring
is
it?
the quote. I'd love to play Origin this year. If I get the opportunity, us old fellas, including Cherry Evans, will keep soldiering on. I love playing for Queensland, and whenever I get the opportunity, it's going to be hard to turn down. So it was a pretty vanilla quote there, would you say?
Unless
from-
he's
from
got
Benny
some
Hunt?
mail that they're thinking of going past him and he's trying to get out in front of it. Let's have a little look at it. So Ben Hunt is now 34.
Mm.
I think that's prime for Ben Hunt.
Yeah, it's somewhere between Prime and Twilight. It's not quite.
Prime light?
It's not quite
okay.
Twilight, but
No.
well, his numbers that he was putting up last year, certainly in attack, I think he had something like 31 try assists or something for the Dragons. When there was all that off-field, there was a lot of off-field noise going on. He wanted out. It was just bad, but he was still putting up some huge numbers. Started in Origin 3, I believe the tourist has confirmed for
Thank you.
Maroons. Sorry, he was bench in Origin 3, was he, Turi? Okay, there we go, confirmed. But yeah, 34, definitely not past it.
We also got to see, he's obviously new club. I know it's an old club for him, but how's he going to come out of the blocks? Is he, you kind of declare it 5 weeks in, I suppose, if you're absolutely killing it.
Yeah.
It seems odd that before we've even kicked a ball.
It's funny.
he's
So not
tossed
much
it
is going
up.
to change. So he's playing halfback, obviously for the Dragons, but then for Queensland he was playing that hooking role. And the Iron Bronco is also confirmed. Hunt definitely started in the old switcheroo with Harry, and then he played that sort of more utility type role. But the same's going to happen this year. So Ezra Mam's out, so it's going to be 6 and 7 Hunt Reynolds, and then it sounds like he's going to do the old switcheroo again and play number 9. I wonder, it would have been a much easier call maybe for Queensland, Billy Slater, if he was playing 9 from the start. Imagine having Harry Grant and Ben Hunt as your 2 options for...
Absolutely. But what a halves
hooker.
combination. Adam Reynolds and Ben Hunt at the Broncos. That is amazing.
Oldest, pretty sure it's the oldest since a couple of your greats.
Oh, Cliffy and
Yes.
Tubes.
Yes.
Jeez,
I'm pretty sure we spoke about that. Someone confirmed that for us. It might have been the Mowers or they're mixing up my afternoons and my Saturday mornings. But Cliffy Lyons was definitely involved. So there you go. A headache though potentially for Madge. What if they're shooting the lights out? Ezra hasn't played a game of footy. What does he do?
When is Ezra due back?
I think he misses the first 9 weeks.
I don't know. 9 weeks is enough time to work it out, I reckon. And Madge is a clever guy.
Yeah, he is a clever guy. But what if they're sort of 8-1 or
Oh, you
even-
don't. If you're 8-1, you don't change anything, right? You don't mess with a winning combination. I
Again,
wouldn't.
Good problem to have, though,
Oh, absolutely.
for Madge.
Yeah.
Hey, what about some of the biggest names that are over there in Vegas? It feels like the whole world's there, apart from you and me, Prof.
Yeah, I turned it down. I was like, why would I want to go there?
Must be nice to be able to turn things down. I don't quite have that pull yet. But all the biggest names are over there. And according to Michael Carianis on breakfast this morning, there was only one star that people were queuing up to meet in the streets of Las Vegas. Let's hear what he had to say.
There's another lineup too. That's a photo with Buzz Rothfield. I was trying to speak to him. I couldn't get him.
Now, Michael, for us battlers,
Boys, I'm not teeing up either. I am not teeing up.
Oh,
Mate,
no.
get your Code Sports microphone and media scrum him. Get in there.
Bounce him. I might need to bounce him, yeah.
One of the great laughs in Australian media, Michael Carianis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Has it got its own soundbite there, the Carianis laugh to us, as he searches for the button? Just drop it in at any time. I don't care. You would have met Buzz.
Oh, yeah, I
along
know
the journey.
Buzz. Yeah, Buzz. Professor. Yeah, used to. Yeah, he used to
Speaking
come
of
and
the
chat to
Shire.
me. Oh, yeah, one of the great Shire men.
Quite often see him in the Woolies there at Carring Bar.
Do you know Buzz is only 35?
What? He's only a year older than Ben Hunt.
Yeah, he's in his prime.
Again, in his prime
Buzz.
light. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but he does his hair in a certain way. If he did his hair differently,
Mm.
you'd think he'd.
Be a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buzz is. I've got a lot of Buzz stories, and I'm just going through my head with which ones I can actually tell on air.
The tattoo, you would have seen the tattoo in real life. There we go. Thank you,
that's a
Mick.
good one. There
Thank
go.
you, Mick.
What's the tattoo? Has he got the Sharks tattoo?
He's got the Sharks logo, I'm pretty sure, but he's also got the King Wan,
Oh man.
former Chinese restaurant down there.
Buzz had a heart attack, right?
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah. This might be the one I'm not meant to tell. Buzz had a heart attack. Yeah, I'm almost certain. I think it's Buzz. Double check it. He had a heart attack, but he had it in the back of an ambulance.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say if there's a place you want to have a heart attack, it's right in the back of an ambulance.
I hope.
So what
At
was
42? Here we go. At 42, he had a heart attack.
what was the preemptive
He-
reason for the ambulance?
He wasn't looking after himself, and I'm almost certain Buzz has told me this story, and I don't think he told me don't ever go on SEN and tell the story, because there is a news article on it. Correct, tourist? Yeah. Okay, yeah. There's lots of so he basically called the ambulance, and it hadn't happened yet.
Right,
I
but
believe
he knew something was going
Yeah,
down.
he got into the back of the ambulance, and they sat down, and he had a heart attack. So 42 is I'm 43. So
Wow, that's perspective.
I am going to get a scan tomorrow.
I'm 30. What year is it? 2025. I'm 39.
Did you just have to work out how old you are?
Yes.
Okay.
The last 18 months have really merged into one.